welcome to Kaun Banega Smart Buyer. If you are looking for a phone under 10,000, then we have something for you today. Out of all the phones that are featured as being the best under 10,000, we have picked one and we're going to show it to you and discuss it and figure out whether it'll be a good phone for you. When you go and look at the bestsellers on Amazon today, you see that right on top we have Samsung Galaxy M12, which is at 10,999. This is the best-selling phone right now. Now, 10,999 is not really much more than 10,000. So under 10,000 it almost qualifies, but this is not the phone that we are going to share with you today. So let's get straight to the phone and that phone is the Redmi 9 Prime. It is priced at about 9,500 rupees now on Amazon, and we believe that this is the best phone you can buy under 10,000. Before you think of buying this phone, please have a close look at this. India, China. So, well, yes, the brand is a Chinese brand, but these phones are also being manufactured in India. So that is why Amazon has put India and China. So you can take a call yourself whether you're okay with that or not. Coming to the phone, it's let's start with the camera. It's got a 13 megapixel quad rear camera, and along with it's got ultra wide macro and portrait, and 8 megapixel front camera for selfies. It's got a 6.53 inch screen, which is a very good size screen. It's as big as they come, and it's a capacitive multi-touch touchscreen, and the resolution is 2340 into 1080. Coming to the memory and storage, it's got 64 GB of internal memory, and you can expand it to 512 GB. It's got 4 GB of RAM, which is very respectable, and Android 10 operating system. In terms of looks, it's a very smart looking phone. It's slim, stylish in every way, and you also have an option of either buying the 4 GB RAM and 64 GB storage one, or the 4 GB RAM and 128 GB storage, which brings the price up to 10,999. It makes far more sense to go in for 4 GB RAM and 64 GB storage, because 64 GB is a lot of space, and you can also expand it to 512. You can see that it's already got 18,000, almost 19,000 ratings, and the rating is 4.2 out of 5, which is excellent. So obviously this is a great phone. Let's see what NDTV has to say about the Redmi 9 Prime. So they straight away talk about the fact that Redmi 9 Prime is powered by the MediaTek Helio G80 SoC chip, which is pretty good. So they're talking about the MediaTek Helio G80 SoC, which is an octa-core processor, and it clocks 2 GHz and 1.8 GHz. So in this review they say that the performance is very good. There's no lag or slowdowns. All apps loaded fast, and multitasking was pretty easy. The usual about tests, the Antutu test and other tests, which actually doesn't make much sense unless you are a geek with smartphones. And interestingly, Geekbench is one of the tests that is very common for checking how well, how fast, how efficiently smartphones perform. So they've got good scores. This phone has got good scores across parameters on Geekbench and Antutu. If you're into it, then you need to go into a technical assessment of the phone. What we are trying to do is give you an overall feel of what this phone is all about. One important aspect is how gaming is on this phone. And this is the important line that says PUBG Mobile ran at the HD graphics quality and high frame rate without any stutter. That means it's a good phone for gaming. So you can't get everything on a under 10,000 rupee smartphone. Though this phone has a 13 megapixel camera, a wide angle camera, macro camera, you can't expect results like a Samsung S20. So yes, you get good photography and good results and good video. And look at this camera setup. It's really smart. It looks really good. This looks really good. So yeah, you will get a decent camera. As far as regular photography and your photographs of yourself and your family and places that you visit goes, it's going to be absolutely fine. But if you want to take professional level photographs, maybe it will fall short. Here's a sample of a macro shot that the reviewer took. They conclude that by saying that the full HD plus display and the massive 5020 mAh battery are great. And under 10,000, this is a brilliant phone. Here's another review where they have rated it 4 out of 5. The pros are full HD display as before, good battery life, good performance. Problems are camera is average, night mode is not there, and hefty build, I don't know if that is an issue. It is a solid phone. They start off right away by saying that at a price of 9,900, the Redmi 9 Prime is probably the go-to phone under 10,000. In fact, the price is now 9,500. And they immediately talk about the display and the reliable MediaTek Helio G80 SoC processor and long battery life. Two important aspects that we haven't talked about is the refresh rate, which is 60 Hz. So on a flagship top-end phone, you get a 120 Hz refresh rate, but 60 Hz is absolutely fine. It's great. You'll have a good scrolling and touchscreen experience with it. Protection is Gorilla Glass 3. Sounds good. I don't think any of us know exactly what it means to have Gorilla Glass, how it is different, but if you have Gorilla Glass 3, you're definitely going to get a well-protected phone. Connectivity USB Type-C, so USB-C connectivity. Bluetooth 5, that means it's the newer version of Bluetooth, which is good. They're saying the display is FHD+, 1080 x 2340 resolution. And comparing it with the Realme Narzo 10, which was one of the contenders, and saying the display is far sharper and better. There's quite a bit about the camera, but it's not something that we need to focus on too much. If you want a great camera, then you'll have to look at a flagship phone. This has a decent camera. This is an interesting comparison. This is between the Realme Narzo 10 and the Redmi 9 Prime. This is the difference between the two photographs. Look at this. This is Realme Narzo 10, slightly more light, I think. Redmi 9 Prime has everything darkened. So this is a difference between the cameras of the two phones. So you'll have to take a call. We have selected the Redmi 9 Prime as the number one phone under 10,000, but Realme Narzo 10 was also one of the contenders. Talking about gameplay, they're talking about PUBG and HD plus high graphics setting and saying that there was no stutter or lag at all. But after 30 minutes, the phone gets slightly warm and there the performance might drop slightly. This is the slot for the SIM card and SD card. Here's another review, and the heading of the review is, it is a sturdy slab. So this is the second instance that we are getting to hear that the phone is pretty solid and might be a little heavy. There is nothing wrong with it being slightly heavy. It is also saying over here that it comes with a grippy and textured design. I think it is very good that it is grippy. And this design managed to keep scratches to a minimum, which is a good advantage for this phone. Just because they've been saying that it is a heavy phone and it is a slab, it really doesn't mean that this phone is not easy to carry on you or to keep in your pockets. This phone actually has a very good shape. It is mentioned here that it is easily pocketable, which is great. It is slim and pocketable. And when you look at the phone, you can make out what a nice shape it has. Here's another image of the phone where it is looking so smart. We have a downside that they've mentioned here, which is that it has a very good display, maybe one of the best in the category. But when you take it outside, when you take it outdoors into the sunlight, the visibility is not excellent. It says the brightness goes right up to 400 nits, which is quite a bit. But still, reading text in outdoor settings can be a struggle. And as we have mentioned before, it has a passable camera, performance, which we have to be okay with in this budget. Most phones come with bloatware, and the Redmi 9 Prime is no exception. While comparing to Narzo 20 and Motorola E7, which have comparatively less bloatware probably, it does come across to have more bloatware, primarily because Redmi 9 Prime has the Xiaomi UI. Also, the Xiaomi UI is known to give a little bit more ads and notifications. So if coming across some amount of ads and notifications is something that can really bother you, then you might think of looking at another phone. I think that this is a scenario with most phones, and we have to learn how to turn them off and remove apps we don't need, etc. I don't think this is in any way a deal breaker. It is a minor thing. It's saying that the battery is great, but it takes a long time to charge. And it says it supports 18 watt charging, but it comes with a 10 watt charger. The reviewer is saying, why Xiaomi, why? I think that's alright. If you want faster charging, then at some point of time later, you can buy an 18 watt charger for your Redmi 9 Prime. The conclusion is pretty nice. It says that if your budget is 10,000, then this is the phone you can go in for. But if you can go a little higher, then a good option is the Redmi Note 9, which is priced at 11,999. That's 12,000. The reasons are that it has 22.5 watt fast charging, and it has a 48 megapixel quad camera. The rest of the features are more or less similar here and there. The best phone under 10,000 is the Redmi 9 Prime. The Redmi Note 9 is way over budget at 12,000, so it's not in the reckoning. The Redmi 9 Prime is clearly a winner according to us. Another contender that they have talked about is the Moto E7, which they say is priced at 9,999. That's 9,999. This phone has a better camera, but as we discussed before, we are not considering the camera to be a major yardstick to buy this phone. This phone under 10,000, we are looking at other things that add value to this phone. And before ending this video, we'll do one more thing, and that is check out some reviews by actual buyers. After all, there are good reviews and there are bad ones, and as you can see, there are 55% 5-star reviews, great ones, and there are 6% 1-star bad reviews. So let's have a quick look at that. Here we have the top positive and the top critical reviews. We'll start off with the top positive review, and here he says it all. He says it's the best mobile at this price range. And here's the reviewer who's saying don't buy this phone, and he has some reasons. Here they are. He says the camera is below average. We agree. He says display is average. We agree again. No earphones in the box. Nothing great. Overheating. It has not come across too many times, but might happen. I don't think it's a real issue. Takes a long time to charge. We came across this. Poor quality audio. Alright, this might be compared to some of the better phones, it might have slightly lower audio, but none of these are deal breakers. But you should know that maybe these are things that come up when you have this phone for some time. Here's one more reviewer who is saying that a 13 megapixel camera at 12,000 is not a good deal. Well, yeah, it is not. It's now just 9,500, and you have to accept the fact that you're not going to get a. Here he's talking about a 48 megapixel in Narzo 10. Yes, you are not going to get a 48 megapixel. You're going to get a lower resolution camera, and you have to balance out whether your camera is more important or the overall performance and what the phone can do and its capabilities are more important. So I think the Narzo's camera is beaten by the overall performance, value and features and everything that the Redmi 9 Prime gives. So going back to the Amazon listing of the Redmi 9 Prime, we certainly feel that at 9,500 this is the best phone you can buy under 10,000 today, and we are talking about Monday, March 22nd. You can check out what the price is and you can check out the specs of the phone by clicking on the link in the description below. It'll take you straight to this Amazon page, and if all that we have discussed in the video today is has convinced you that this is a phone worth buying, then you can pick it up for yourself. You can buy it from Amazon. That's the simplest way to buy it. And it is definitely a really good phone at under 10,000. So that's it for this video. We'll come up with more videos about other gadgets and we'll look at other products, walk through them. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.